Welcome to my tragic high school experience, or welcome back to my tragic high school experience. So today I'm about to be telling a story about my football team hating me and trying to fight me and jump me because, honestly, they were all just jealous of me. Now I look back and I realize that. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. So my freshman year, wait. First, I just want to say, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. I'm up here. Like, I know people that have gotten 1,000 subscribers in literally like their first day of starting YouTube. Here I am a year and a half later. Like, but okay, we got here. That's all that matters. Slow and steady wins the race. So I'm here. But yeah, thank you for 1,000 subscribers and toast to thousands more. Yeah. Okay, so back to the story. So back to the story. My freshman year of high school, I played football. I started football, whatever, for the first time in my entire life, because growing up, I was always like decently built, like athletic built. So people always told me to play football. Oh, you should play football, you should play football, you should play football, like my entire life. So I did tennis, basketball, track, soccer, football, and almost a swim team, even though I can't swim, but that's another story. So yeah, so I did a lot of sports, whatever, like growing up and stuff like that, because I was just like athletic built or whatever, like athletic. So my freshman year was the year of trying new things. That was the year I started growing my hair out, because I had shorter hair. I had waves for like my whole life. And then I started growing my hair out that year. I was like, oh, like, let me, I guess, finally play football, whatever. So I was trying new things. So I joined the team. But not really like voluntarily. Like, I was in this little PE class. This is a whole nother story. Like, there was this PE class that had like literally it was only 3 of us in the PE class. And then the coach was like a football coach, so he didn't even like pay attention to us. And I was like, what is this? So then he saw me running one day or whatever, and was like, cause like I ran track before. I'll be outside, I'll run, stuff like that. So I'm like a runner and things. So he saw me running and saw that I was like fast or whatever. And he was like, oh, you should join football. And I was like, cause like I'm not really like a contact type of, like, I just don't like people. I don't like people touching me. I don't like people breathing on me. I don't like people like being in my personal space, and I'm not like a rough person. So me doing football was just like, even if I thought I could physically and everything like that, it's just like I don't want to. Also, I don't like scars and scratches, and like playing football, you be hitting people and people be like, you being scratched up and stuff like that. And I don't have any scars on me, like anywhere. Like, I'm all about like not getting scars and stuff, because I don't know. So, and then literally my first day, guess what happened? I got a scar. And I had to get a Band-Aid. I almost cried. I actually almost cried. Anyways, so yeah, this was my first day after like practice or whatever. Literally, the coach one time, like, I'm so not a like rough like type person. One time the coach literally like grabbed me by my helmet and was like dragging me across the field like by my helmet. And it was like my first week, and I was just like shook, like almost I wanted to cry. But I was like, like, yeah. Anyways, so like literally me in the helmet, like, yeah, as he's dragging me across the field. Anyways, so I started football or whatever a little later than like most, because I don't know, I guess football season starts over the summer, or like training and stuff like that. And these people had like I was new to the school. So although it was high school and it was freshman year, these people went to middle school together. So they started football practice over the summer, and they knew they were all about to be together and stuff, and they had already been there. And I went to the school like beginning of the school year, but like probably I didn't start for like probably a little over a month or something like that. Then I joined the team. And literally I remember joining and everybody was like, "Oh, are you new? Like you just enrolled here today or something like that?" And I'm like, "No, like I've been here for like a month and a half. Like I was the guy that you moved my tray in the cafeteria. Like that was. I'm the guy that you like walked by. Like I'm the guy you stepped on my shoe like last week. I'm that guy." And nobody, just like, everybody's like, "Nope, never seen you, don't remember you." Like, I was invisible to these people before I joined the team, right? So I joined the team, and I mean, what can I say? I was amazing. Not really amazing, but like since I'm athletic, I was amazing at like all the small tasks and all the small drills that we had to do, just speed wise, endurance wise, quickness, strength, like all that stuff. Like I was there up here, right? Because in my middle school, I lifted weights all throughout middle school, and I was just already naturally built. So literally this was me at age 15. Like this was me at 15, built like a bus, like built like Terry Crews, like built like The Rock, like built like Dwayne Johnson, built like Hercules. This was me at 15. Also, I look like this at 14 and 13, and I look like this at like literally 12. But this was like my peak of like just bigness. So I joined and I did all these little drills, whatever. And then this is when things kind of started to take a turn, because at first everybody was like kind of just like, "Oh, like there's this new guy, like, oh, like you're cool, whatever," and like whatever. Even though I had been there forever, they just thought I was like brand new. And also the school was majority Hispanic. It was like I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, for some years. So majority of the population was like 80-something% Hispanic population at the school, and then like 6 or 7% like Black people, right? So on the team already it was less than 5 Black people on the team. And they had an A team and a B team, as most do. Out of A team and B team, a total of, I believe, 80-something people. 80-something dudes on the team. Less than 5 were Black, right? So I joined whatever, and this day, I remember this day. This is the day things took a turn. This was the day I could have died. This is the day I almost lost my life. Like, this is the day I almost got jumped. This is the day I almost got beat up. But I was about it. Yeah, so everybody was talking about this list I was supposed to be coming out. And for some reason, I'm not sure. Like, again, this is my first time ever doing football, first and last. I'm not sure if this is normal, but the coaches would make a list. Like, this was the talk. This list coming out. I'm not sure if this is a thing at all schools or like all football teams or anything like that, but the coaches will make a list of everybody on the team from like 1 to 85 or 86 or however many people it was, and they would rank them 1 to 86. Like, now me looking back, I'm like, that can be problematic, and it was. We're gonna get to it. But talk about this list was coming out or whatever. So word was getting around that I was like at the top of the list, or that I was going to be somewhere like in the top 10 or something like that. Like, word was getting around that like I was up there in the list. And people didn't really, like, they would be like, "Oh, you're cool," or whatever. But like, they didn't like the fact that I would even be up in the top page at all. I think one page was 20 something. So like, they didn't even like that I would be in the top 20, because I didn't like football. I was very vocal about the fact that I didn't like football. I was very shy. I was very like, somebody would throw a ball at me and I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I was that person. Although I was built like this. I was this person, like, when a ball would come, or like didn't want to get hit in the face, like didn't want to break a tooth, like didn't want to break a nail. Like, I was that person, but built like this. So they felt as though I was like, I don't know, they felt as though I was undeserving to even be on the top page, and low-key, but Don't hate the player, hate the game. But yeah, so this is when the, like, I guess you could say bullying. Yeah, this is when the bullying started to happen. We would do like, I don't know, like plays and like runs and all this stuff, like whatever, at practice. Kind of like a game, like we'll act like we're playing like in a football game, but like with the other portion of our team, like it's not other people from other schools, you know what I mean? So the people I would be going up against would be like purposely trying to hurt me. Like, and I'm not even just being like, oh, I'm sensitive. Like, yeah, I am. But like, they were purposely trying to injure me, purposely trying to hurt me, purposely trying to harm me so that I could not be on the team anymore. There was people that would be like calling me racial slurs, homophobic slurs, everything. Like, you effing, like everything, like all the time. In the locker room, people would be pushing me up against the locker. I got punched. Like, people hit me. And I don't know if you, like, from previous videos, if you've seen other previous videos, like, you know that I'm like shy, but like I'm about that life. But like I mentioned before, I love track, and track was like my everything. So if you get in fights and stuff like that, you cannot do sports. So I was willing to just this sounds crazy, but like I was willing to get hit, beat up, harassed, like on a daily basis, just so that I could do track when track season came up. And then after that, just best believe I had a list of people that I was coming after. But in the time being, I was really just willing to accept like people hating me or trying to hurt me or injure me or whatever, just so that when track season came up that I could do it. Also, I tried to back out of football, but then the coach also told me, which you can't do this. You can't do this. I hate my life. The football coach was the track coach, and he told me that if I quit football, I couldn't do track. Because he just knew that I love track, and like, so I was stuck. Like, I was stuck playing football and being harassed and beat up and violated and stuff like that in the locker room. Just people being ridiculous and evil and mean to me because they didn't like me, because they thought I got favoritism within the coaches or whatever like that. So wow, this is depressing. Yeah. After I talk about this, I'm done. I'm suppressing this. This is oof. Oh my God. Why was I about to? We are not crying over here. Never that. Yeah, so wow, my high school experience was really trash. Anyways, so I got bullied and stuff like that by the whole football team. And then the day came that the list came out. And I just remember going into the locker room and people knew me, or people knew of me, but a lot of people like didn't. Like, it was that many people on the football team that like everybody didn't even know everybody. And the list came out and I went into the locker room and I remember people like everybody was crowded around this list, just looking at the list, taking pictures of the list, talking about the list. Like, this list was like the talk of the town, the talk of the school, this list. And I remember these people being like, who the is Zach? And then I was just like, like, I'm like, and then a few of the people that I was like cool with or whatever on the team, they was like, yo, did you see the list? And I'm like, no. And they're like, you gotta, like, you're up there. Like, look, like, you're up there. So now I'm like, excuse me, like, excuse me, like moving through all these sweaty people, like, excuse me, like, can you just, excuse me? And then I look up and I'm like, because guess where my name was? Number 1 spot. But like I was shook. And then everybody was literally just like, duh. This is number 1? Y'all put this mother at number 1? And I'm like, because like, although technically, I guess if the way the coaches based the list or whatever off of like skill set things, then like technically, yeah, I lifted the most, I ran the fastest, like I deserved to be at number 1. But the fact that I hated football, couldn't throw a ball, couldn't catch a ball. I didn't know the rules, still don't. I literally went in, like, in the game, I got, like, I don't know, holds, because apparently you can't, like, hold people. But, like, I thought that was the point. I'm like, I thought that was the point. I'm like, so they can't get the other people on our team. So I'll be, like, holding people, like, beating people up on the field. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. So, like, I literally remember, like, falling on the ground, like, on the field. Like, I was a mess. So that's why everybody hated me. And they're like, yo, like, why is he at number 1? Why? And I just remember everybody looking at me and I was like, I'm about to die. Like, I literally was like, I'm about to die. Like, felt like this is it. This is it. So after the list came out, they cranked up the heat. Like, the foulness, the bullying, like, everything, the animosity, like, everything that was already here, like, went to here. Like, people were out to get me, like, on my own team. Like, people really got violent and vulgar and everything with me all the time. Punching me, throwing me, everything. And I didn't want to, like... Yo, also, I was trying to get, like, straight A's and trying to be, like, a very good student because in 8th grade, I got kicked out of school. That's another story. I got expelled from a military school. So, trust me, that story's coming. But yeah, so coming into freshman year, I was like, I'm going to be good. I'm not going to get, I don't want to, like, although I never start fights. I'm like, I don't start fights. I don't start confrontations, but I want to be good. I didn't want to get suspended. I didn't want to get expelled. I didn't want to get in fights or whatever like that. So I was just letting people very much just be disrespectful to a certain extent, right? So this one specific day comes, and it was after practice, and yeah, so it was after practice. Practice was like, well, this specific time, practice was after school or whatever. So we ended practice and was in the locker room, whatever. And then there were some people coming from the field. And I was leaving the locker room, and there was just, for whatever reason, and like, this was the day, like, this was, like, I take so much from people before I, like, explode, before I, like, get there. Like, I take a lot of heat from people and, like, a lot of things before I even, like, I'm not, like, a quick person to just, like, snap on people, right? Like, it takes days, weeks, months, like, for me to even get to that point. And when I get to that point, I'm at that point. Do you hear me? It was a specific day that everybody was just really, like, going in, running their mouth and trying to, like, call me out and, like, clown me. And I can kind of deal with, like, certain stuff on a more personal or not, like, mainstream. Like, it's one thing if somebody calls you something to your face or whatever, and it's, like, a small group of people, whatever. But it's another thing if it's, like, 80-something people, and then they're just sitting there, like, clowning you out. And it's like, that's what you're not about to do. You're not about to clown me out in front of everybody else. Especially with, like, what were you at? 46 on the list? 46? Not even the top 5. check back with me when you get number 1, period. Like, that's like, I was coming for next. So I step outside or whatever, and I'm like, so what's good? And mind you, it's mad people, like mad. Also, everybody was like bigger than me. Like, majority of people were bigger than me. Just like built like linebackers. Like, one of them could have easily just fell on me on accident and killed me. Like everybody was like big. So like, me to even go up and just have the audacity like try to fight these hippos was just like beyond me. But I was like, yo, so like, what's good? Cause like, mind you, like, I'm still built like this, but everybody else is just like, so like, I could have taken them. I could have at least taken a couple. I could have taken maybe half a dozen. I could take a half a dozen. I was ready. I didn't even care about the other couple dozen that was gonna come for me. Cause at that point, y'all wanna jump me? What's good? So I remember going out there and just going off on everybody. I'm talking about people's mamas, they daddies. I'm talking the way your body built. You big upside down ice cream cone. You big hippopotamus Gloria shaped body. You big old, like, I'm on everybody. Back to school bus, everybody. Like, I'm talking reckless to everybody. I'm talking about people's eyebrows. I'm talking about their grandmas. I'm talking about they dead aunties, they dead great grannies. I'm talking about that old Cadillac your mama pulled up in. I'm cooking everybody in this circle, roasting them up. And then they're shook because I'm really taking them out. I'm taking them out like dominoes. Like, I'm just going around the circle like because I'm sick of it. Like, how dare you? Now me looking back at it, how dare you disrespect me? How dare you disrespect the king? The king. Number 1. Remember that. You will never be better than the original.
Nobody is better than the original.
I literally still have my mouthpiece. Is this dirty? I don't know. See, I don't even know how this went. Maybe it went like that. Oh yeah, it did. I think so. I literally still have my mouthpiece. Love that. But yeah, so I was out there popping off of everybody. And then this one just grizzly bear built one just decided to like really step up to me. Mind you, like, I'm not the tallest person in the world either, but like most Hispanics aren't like tall like that either. But this one had some inches on me, right? So this man's just in my face, and everybody else like just crowding around him, really like bumping up on me too. And I'm like, like at this point I probably look like a Rottweiler, like going after all these Great Danes, and just so the football team is crowded around me, up on me or whatever. And I'm not the type of person to like I don't start fights, but I finished them. I wasn't sure how this was gonna end. I knew at least I was gonna take out a couple. I wasn't sure about the rest. But I was about to get a couple licks in, so I was about to make an example out of at least one of them. So I was waiting on somebody to hit me first, like, cause I'm the type of person that's like swing first, cause I don't swing first. You hit this face. Also, yeah, I've never been hit in the face. So when I say like people were hitting me or whatever, like I meant like I've been punched, like just like body shots, like people just punching me, like disrespecting me, throwing me to lockers, whatever. But I've never been hit in the mug. Not this face. So I remember the coaches coming over like,
whoa, like what y'all doing?
And I don't even cuss like that, y'all. I went off. I went there. And at that point, I was low-key just like, wow, the saving grace. And then I walked away like, y'all, like I walked away making a scene. Ain't nothing, y'all want this, cause I would have laid out. Like I was going off, like just walking away, like knowing I couldn't have taken out like 3 dozen, 4 dozen. Like I couldn't have taken out all of them. But they didn't know that. They did not know that. I knew I couldn't take out all of them, but they didn't know that. So I walked away really like, y'all ain't want none of this anyways. Y'all lucky he came over here. Mind you, everybody's looking disgusting, like in their football stuff. If y'all ain't want none of this. If y'all, like going off. Like, y'all lucky he came over here to save all of y'all. Cause I would have let all of y'all out. And then just walked back. And then just walked away or whatever. And yeah. After that, I really was just like I already hated my life. There was so much extra things going on top of just this that I was like going through, which I'm not ready to talk about. I'll talk about later. So for this to happen, yeah. And yeah, so after that, things were just even more garbage. But you know, that's my life. That's that was my football experience. With this specific occasion. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some other stories that I could tell, but yeah. This was the time that I almost got jumped by my football team because they didn't like me because they were all jealous of me. So yeah, my life is tragic. My life is trash. High school experience, down the drain garbage. Football, everybody hated me, and now I still hate the sport even more now. Like, so yeah, apparently being the best isn't always the best. So for more tragic story times, like, comment, share, subscribe. To keep up with me when I'm not posting on here, all my social media is at Zachariah DeMilo. And my car page is at DeMilo_E90. I'm about to be redoing my car and things like that, but that's my car page. My main page is Zachariah DeMilo. And yeah, until next time. Tragic as usual.